The Egyptian empire commanded the known world, sustained by an endless supply of forced labor. They constructed supply cities, mud brick monuments, and infrastructure built entirely on the backs of enslaved Israelites. Hundreds of miles away from that global crisis, Moses navigates a different reality. He is a fugitive moving through the dirt of Midian, tending a flock of sheep for his father-in-law. He is disconnected from his past. He left the chaos of the royal court and the brutality of the taskmasters behind, settling into a quiet life in the wilderness. While the empire works his people to death in the brickyards, the only man uniquely positioned to understand both the oppressors and the oppressed is hiding in the desert, unaware his isolation is about to end. Near the mountain of Horeb, Moses notices a physical impossibility. A dry desert scrub bush is engulfed in bright roaring flames, yet the wood is not turning to ash. The branches remain intact. His analytical curiosity overrides his instinct to flee. He steps off the path to investigate why this fire refuses to consume its fuel. A divine voice cuts through the crackle of the flames, calling his name twice. Moses, Moses. The sudden disruption stops him in his tracks. The voice issues an immediate command: remove your sandals. The desert dirt Moses stands on is now holy ground. This violation of physics drags a fugitive back into the realm of divine purpose. He is now forced into a confrontation with a power that has claimed his future. The voice inside the flame identifies as the God of Moses' ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This establishes immediate historical continuity. God states that he has seen the affliction of the Israelites, heard their cries under the slave drivers, and knows their pain. The objective is laid out in geographic terms. God intends to extract the slaves from Egypt and relocate them to a fertile territory, a land flowing with milk and honey. God then reveals he will not execute this rescue alone. He tells Moses, "I will send you to Pharaoh." A divine entity is commanding a traumatized, stuttering outcast to march back into the epicenter of Egyptian power and dictate terms to the monarch. Moses immediately questions his own worth to avoid the mission, asking, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out?" God dismisses Moses' self-doubt by ignoring his qualifications. He simply states, "I will be with you." The mission's success relies on the divine guarantee. Moses pivots to a tactical problem. When he approaches a population of slaves, what name should he invoke to prove this mandate is real? This diagram illustrates the metaphysical answer: past, present, and future collapsing into a single active point. The phrase Eye Asher Eye, I am that I am, functions as a promise. It guarantees an active presence right there in the brickyards. God is not an abstract concept, but an active force stepping into human history with a name that means inevitable action. God provides a precise operational blueprint. First, Moses must gather the elders of Israel to establish credibility and unify the leadership. Next, Moses and those elders will approach the king of Egypt with a diplomatic request for a 3-day journey into the wilderness to sacrifice to their God. God issues a warning. The king of Egypt will refuse this request. History shows that empires do not yield their labor force willingly. Because diplomacy will fail, God outlines a counter-strategy. He will strike Egypt with wonders designed to force the empire's hand. God promises that the Israelites will ask their neighbors for silver, gold, and clothing. They will leave Egypt carrying the wealth of their oppressors. Moses climbed the mountain as a shepherd and descends with a divine strategy. The encounter at the bush was a mobilization order, preparing him for the wonders that will dismantle the ancient world order.